Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Febryan Aryanagara and my ID number is 11198, and I'm done as about mid-semester poetry. My introduction is form in literature. What is form in literature? The form is the way of arrangement of the content based of text. Basically, it explains how to the text present the information. In literary work, the form can refer to the style, structure, or tone of a word. There are different forms in literature. For example, novel, novellas, short story, and poems. These forms also have sub-forms. For instance, poem can take a different such as narrative, boretto, epic, elegy, or sonnet. The fiction is not part of happening of the novel, but the division of a novel into chapters. Is the division of a play into years and sense are also a sample of the form literature. Next, novella versus novella. Those of you who are much interested in fiction would not mind finding the difference between novel and novella. Fiction is a form of the literature that presents writing story to the own imaginary people and events. Among the types of fiction, the fictions are the quite a few novel, novella, and short story. Although there is not, but we have to do is which the type, its type means and characteristic. But there is understanding which the difference between the word not to be something much discussed, but this is the difference between the novel and novella. So there don't to be prime photos of this theater would be also discussed the difference between novel and novella. So not but it be the prime of photos of this theater that would also discuss what they means about this remains necessary. And then also we have nothing but to do is everything what we the plan is the for this theater, but we understand the difference between the amateur like writer, student of literature and many more on the way. What is a novel? A novel is a genre of fiction that it is related to run narrative process which is represented at quiet the like we have nothing to do than the story of the group of fictional or imaginary characteristic events. Novels are always presented in the presented form of words and are categorized into several genres depending on the central aspect. Novels already spread about this fiction, humor, and mimicking human flaws would be categorized as comedy and satire. Novel presented a love story would be that romance and it is first as a romance. A trilogy story is the first influence of the novel dates back to the 18th century, and in the sense the novels have been a major part of literature. All over the world, literatures discuss and analyze novel in terms of their plot, the storyline of events, characteristic how characters are portrayed. Novel means novella. It's slightly different from the novel in the term of this lens. A novella is referred to as a genre of fiction which is that is longer than a short story, shorter than a novel. Drama. Drama is the failure of the mystery, but it is a fight instead of artist. But we have to do nothing about the drama, and we are not very straight happening in the two what we have to do this time. And poetry. A poem is a competition usually written in a verse. Poems rely heavily on imagery, process, word choice, and metaphor. They might take the form of measure consistent of pattern of stress, metric, fit or perfection of different than syllabus as in a classical study. And I may or may not address line. I think this is all for today. I'm sorry about this time. I hope you understand. Semua tu orang tahu tak.